Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. We now know how much Brighton want for Caicedo, and we also know how much release clause we have to pay to get Fresneda from Real Valladolid. So let's get through it. It's going to be a very interesting transfer window. I cannot wait for it. A lot of teams are looking for a lot of players, almost similar players. So it's going to be very interesting. So let's start with Moises Caicedo. According to reports from a couple of sources, let's start with this one. Brighton have agreed to sell Moises Caicedo this summer and want around 100 million for the midfielder. However, are happy to lower the price if a player they want is included in the deal. This is according to the Secret Scout. So can apply to both Arsenal and also Chelsea. I think Colwell is at Brighton on loan from Chelsea. They want him. I'm not sure who they would want from Arsenal. Someone like Nketiah, someone like a Tierney. You never know. You still don't know about that. But those are the only players I can think about. Unless, I mean, if they want players for Caicedo, we can give you Holding, we can give you El Neni, we can give you like a Tavares, Lokongo. We can give you 4 players. We can give you a goalkeeper as well, Ranaston, for free. Like, buy 3, get 2 free. You can give you an offer and we can still give you 40 million on top of that. How about that, Brighton? Would you be willing? We're literally willing to give you a goalkeeper, a defender, and a couple of midfielders as well. So let us know. But that is in terms of what Brighton are quoting, 100 million. I mean, they are never going to let any other player live on a chip. They know they're becoming a very good team recently, and they already let go of Ben White, Trossard to Arsenal, Cucurella to Chelsea, and a lot of other players recently. McAllister is about to join Liverpool as well. They know in the next couple of years as well, Mitoma will be linked to a few teams, maybe even this summer. The likes of is it Cisco? Is that his name? The young Ford, he will be linked to other players as well, to other teams. Ferguson will be linked to other teams. So they're not stupid. They know they've lost way too many players recently, and they don't want to lose any more players on a free. Obviously, he got a new deal in January. Arsenal were after him almost the entire January. He actually signed a new deal afterwards, and that is because they want a lot of money for him. Right after signing that deal, they promised him to sell him in the summer, but they know whichever team is going to come for him, they have to pay a lot of money. And also understand that they did not want to give Arsenal the player in January because they knew a lot of teams would be in for him in the summer, and that would mean they can just add the money knowing like, hey, Man United want him, Liverpool want him, Arsenal want him, Chelsea want him. They knew. So that is why they pretty much refused our offer of like 70, 80 million just for them to keep Caicedo for this summer. They knew they were going to sell him, but to which team, still not revealed. But they're saying they want 100 million. Do you think Moises Caicedo is worth 100 million? Personally, I don't think so. I think everyone is just bumping their player prices. That is why I always look at the likes of Jacques and these players, and I'm like, hey, why can't we get like 40 million at least for these players? Because everyone is able to get 100 million for their players. These days, you can't get anyone cheaper than 100 million if you're trying to get someone, a team change in your side. Someone who's going to come and start in your side, you pretty much have to pay 100 million. And for Moises Caicedo, that is what they're quoting. Obviously, yesterday, we were talking about Caicedo preference being Arsenal because we're in the Champions League and Chelsea are not, but Chelsea would pay more money than us. But since we're in the Champions League, and I remember Caicedo asking Brighton to leave in January, he was saying, oh, I want to take care of my family, I want to go to a bigger club, I want to go and play European football. That is back in January when you wanted to join Arsenal. So has he changed his mind? Is he happy to go to Chelsea? The package is better, or does he just want to play Champions League football? Period. If that's the case, then the only team you need to worry about is Man United. And not Chelsea. And from Charles Watts as well, Charles Watts says if Arsenal and Chelsea are both in the mix and both put the same amount of money down, he's going to want to go to Arsenal. They're in the Champions League, but it just depends what Arsenal will do. Obviously, Rice is the priority. That is according to Charles Watts. Just imagine if he can get both of these players. That would be absolutely game-changing because pretty much you improve your midfield 10 times, and he also damaged the other teams because Chelsea one team, Man United one team at these players. So you basically kill their hopes and kill their targets, and you improve your own team. And on top of that, you add to the likes of Partey, add to the likes of Odegaard, and all of a sudden your midfield is one of the strongest in the Premier League. So that would be absolutely amazing. Can we get both? Is going to be very, very difficult. Obviously, you're going to have to pay like 200 million in total to get both. And let's say you pay 100 million for Declan Rice. Brighton will not say, okay, give us 80 million for Caicedo. No, they'll say, hey, if you paid 100 million for Rice, that shows you have money. We also want 100 million for Caicedo. Or someone like a Caicedo can look and say, you know what, Arsenal have already signed Rice. They already have Thomas Partey. Will I really play every single day? No, I'm going to go to a team that has not yet signed a midfielder. If that is Chelsea, if that is Man United, I will play there. So it's going to be a lot of complications. So if you can get both of the deals done, then that would be absolutely amazing from Edu, and that would be out of this world. But that's the latest on Caicedo, 100 million, or they're not selling. They've sold a lot of players recently, so I definitely understand. Others are like the likes of Mope and all those guys. They've gotten rid of a lot of players recently, Brighton, so they don't want to just lose their players on a free. Remember, you can also choose to stay there. Brighton are in the Europa League next season, so you can also choose to stay there. But if you want improvement in terms of his wages and also to play Champions League football, he can join Arsenal or Man United. But he's not the only player that the prize has been revealed today. We were linked to this guy, Fresneda from Real Valladolid, last summer and also in August. He is a right back, but what is his prize? His prize has finally been revealed from a couple of sources. So this was the first one from Relevo. After Real Valladolid's relegation this past weekend, Evan Fresneda's release clause, which was set at 40 million euros, has now been slashed down to 20 million. A great market opportunity. Now it all depends. Are we still looking at the player? Dortmund are also interested. They've said that Arsenal is still interested, but we've not made a bid yet. But are we going to make that bid for 20 million? 20 million is very, very cheap. Again, next season, as I said, I feel like Ben White is going to be used a lot at centre back because in a lot of competitions and a lot of big competitions, it's not like you're going to play Chelsea on a Saturday and then on that Thursday you're playing no disrespect, but a team from Norway or a team from Austria where you can rest players and say, you know what, you're going to start Elneny, you're going to start Lokonga, you're going to start Nketiah, you're going to start Cedric. No, this time you could be playing a Man United on a Saturday, and that same Tuesday you're going to play Barcelona. So you have to start a very, very strong team, both in the league and both in the Champions League. The only time you can afford to rest players maybe in the Carabao Cup. So you need everyone to play. And Ben White, I'm assuming Saliba and Gabriel will not play every single game. So Ben White will start a few games at centre back as well, and Kivia will be needed as well. Zinchenko will be needed at fullback, and Tomias hopefully he'll be fit. He'll be needed at fullback. Ben White himself will be needed at fullback, and will Fresneda be needed at fullback as well? According to Fabrizio Romano, Fresneda's release clause is now available for 20 million euros after Valladolid's relegation was confirmed over the weekend, which was a very good relegation race, by the way. Valencia are lucky to stay up. Sources feel Fresneda could still leave for less than 20 million in the summer. Interest, but no bid from Arsenal. Dortmund strongly interested. Now, I personally really want a fullback. As I said, I personally want Ben White to also play at centre back. And since Tierney is leaving, Zinchenko and Tomiyasu is not enough. Tomiyasu is injured most of the times, and Zinchenko has also been injured a lot past season a couple of times. He missed a few games, like 10 to 12 games with injury, and also a couple of games he was a bit poor. So you need other players to come on. And if Tierney is not there, what's the situation with Tavares? Will he be back? I'm guessing not. He could be sold or loaned out again. So I need a fullback. I was thinking maybe could we go for Cancelo? Will Man City really agree to sell Cancelo to Arsenal after seeing what happened after they sold Jesus and Zinchenko to us? That is a factor because Cancelo definitely fits into the mold of an inverted fullback. Caicedo can also do that. He's a midfielder who can play as a right back and turn into an inverted midfielder and come back to the role that he's used to in midfield. But Fresneda, are we still interested in him, or do you think there's other better targets who can play that role better than him? So that is definitely one to keep an eye on. He will be cheaper. I would love to get him. I mean, if you can get like a 20 million backup fullback, that would be absolutely brilliant. Then you can still have a lot of money to go for the midfielders, to go for the forward players, and sort of the rest of your team. So 100 million for Caicedo, 20 million for Fresneda. Arsenal, I'm not the only team interested in those players. Dortmund are also looking at Fresneda, and Man United, Chelsea are also looking at Caicedo, mostly Chelsea, because they've also lost out on Ugarte, so they will be looking at Caicedo for sure. So it's going to be a tough deal to do. Both of them which players do you think we can give them? And plus like 70 million, someone like a Tierney, someone like Nketiah, who knows? Someone like a Balogun on loan, who knows? It could be a lot of different options. But this is a very interesting one. Reminder: the transfer window opens next week. It's going to be very, very interesting to see which kind of business we'll do. Hoping we get at least 2 players this month, just to so that we have enough time to get at least 2 or 3 more targets and at least 2 players in to get into the preseason. Our preseason starts like almost at the end of July, like the third week of July. So you have a lot of time. You have like 6-7 weeks to get players into the team, and enough time to start training with the rest of the team during preseason and get included in the system and learning about the system and everything. But that is the latest. We're expecting more news. Rice is playing his final on Wednesday, and then we'll probably hear more about him then. As of now, thank you for watching, and I'll definitely catch up with you guys on the next one.